What's going down, Internet people? Today we are going to take a look at the Kansas-Nebraska Act. Key ideas: 1. It was an attempt to resolve the issue of slavery in the territories. 2. The Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 will increase dramatically sectional tension. And then finally, it is going to be an epic failure. So what the heck is it? Well, there's a senator from the state that is Illinois, Stephen Douglas, and he's a Northern Democrat, and he wants to see a proposal go through Congress that would allow for a railroad to go through his state out into the western frontier. And this railroad route would encourage settlement. But before this can happen, that area right over in here is unsettled territory, and it needs to be settled, and it needs to be turned into states. Now, the problem for Stephen Douglas is Southerners have no reason to support this plan, because if you recall where that yellow blinking arrow is in 1820, they decided that north of that line, 3630 in the Missouri Compromise, slavery would not be allowed. And so Southerners have no reason to support Douglas's plan. So Douglas thinks, I have an idea, and that is the Kansas-Nebraska bill. And it's a real simple concept. Here's what he's going to do to try to get Southerners and Northerners to support this plan.
I'm going to Kansas City, here I come.
He's going to organize this territory, north of 3630, into two territories, Kansas and Nebraska. And the issue of slavery would be left up to the people in those territories, the idea of popular sovereignty. The people, the settlers, would vote whether or not to allow slavery or not. And Southerners really like this plan. Wow, suddenly now we have an opportunity to see slavery go somewhere where it previously was banned. Now, the reaction in Congress regarding the Kansas-Nebraska Act is immediate. And Northerners say, "You stupid idiot! What the hell? You know, in the Missouri Compromise, we closed this area off to slavery, and suddenly now, under this Kansas-Nebraska Act, Southern slave owners have an opportunity to expand slavery into an area it was previously banned." And there's a huge reaction to this Kansas-Nebraska Act. Now, there's a huge debate in Congress, and the people that are down with it,
yes, we can,
are Southern Whigs and many Democrats in the South. They vote for the Kansas-Nebraska Act, and those opposed are Northern conscience Whigs and Free Soil Northerners and Free Soil Democrats. They vote against it. But it passes. But in passing, it creates a huge increase in sectionalism, and it leads to the death. It is the Black Widow of the Whig Party. The Whig Party falls apart after the Kansas-Nebraska Act. They are deeply divided between one another, and a new political party forms, the Republican Party. And it is nothing more than an opposition party when it first starts out. And they're opposed to this act. Let's get the party started. Yeah. And the whole goal in the beginning of the Republican Party was to stop the spread of slavery in the territories. And you get Northern Whigs, Free Soilers, former Liberty Party abolitionists, and some anti-slavery Whigs and Democrats. So you see the Republican Party form, but what happens after Kansas-Nebraska, and we're not going to go into any detail on this, is pro-slavery and anti-slavery people flood into Kansas. You have the sack of Lawrence in 1856, where a Free Soil town is attacked by pro-slavery forces. You have John Brown and his followers hacking to death pro-slavery people at Pottawatomie Creek, and by 1856, Kansas is bleeding. It is bleeding Kansas. It is a civil war between pro-slavery and anti-slavery forces. And the Kansas-Nebraska Act will lead to bleeding Kansas, will lead to the growth of the Republican Party, and an increase in sectionalism. Until next time, make sure you subscribe, like the video, post a comment, and be awesome. Peace.